Do you sleep well, rest well, eat well, relax, take breaks, and yet still keep feeling quite often tired? If yes, the main reason for this is something called emotional overactivation. It's not like you're not getting enough physical rest, yet the body and the mind are not feeling rejuvenated. Today, I'm going to help you unpack this phenomenon, understand it in detail, and learn how to recover from this fully and completely. So, save this video so that you can come back to it later whenever this kind of exhaustion hits you and be able to come out of it. Okay, let's first start with a few relatable patterns for you. Do you often find yourself overthinking a lot of small situations? Maybe something somebody said in a meeting, maybe something somebody said to you at home, maybe a phone call that never came. Do you feel like you come back from a vacation and you instantly start feeling a little tired again? That relaxed feeling is not coming. Do you sometimes feel guilty if you are not being productive or if you are relaxing a little bit? Do you constantly feel like there is something to solve, some problem to be addressed? If yes, this is what emotional overactivation really looks like. In fact, this is mental and emotional overactivation. Okay, now let's try and understand why physical recovery doesn't help in this case. So, normally recovery for a high performer looks like sleeping well, resting, eating right, taking breaks, and maybe even disconnecting completely from the routine. Yet, when they come back and wake up the next day, they still feel a little bit low, energetically down. The reason for this is not that the body hasn't received enough rejuvenation or rest. The reason is the underlying nervous system and emotional regulation overactivation, or in other words, emotional exhaustion. So, basically what I'm trying to say is emotional activation is something that happens in the background and is preventing you from feeling the rest, the recovery, and the rejuvenation that you need. Now that we know this, let's try and understand what really leads to this emotional activation. Okay? High performers, caregivers, personal growth seekers. These are people that have slowly and unconsciously become addicted to two things. One, management, or an internal state of managing things, and second, an internal state of wanting to predict and control things. For example, predicting outcomes, controlling outcomes, managing people, managing risk, managing perceptions. All of these things have led to a state of it almost becoming a habit that you need to constantly manage something, constantly find certainty in things, and predict and control outcomes. This has led the internal nervous system to enter a state of hypervigilance. And it is precisely this hypervigilance that creates this mental and emotional overactivation. Remember, it's this underlying emotional overactivation that is not allowing the mind to fully rest. And therefore, even if the body is resting, we are not feeling fully rejuvenated. Okay, now that we've understood this, let's also understand why things like distraction don't help in this case. So, normally high performers, they may try to distract themselves when they feel that emotional overactivation or nervous system hypervigilance is happening. That means they may take a break, they may talk to a friend, they may watch something, they may even go on a vacation. However, all of these things lead to just temporary relief. It's sort of masking that particular overactivation instead of fully solving it. So therefore, that temporary relief makes you feel okay, I have managed it for now. However, when you return to your normal routine in your day, that hypervigilance returns. It's become your baseline. It's there always. So in a nutshell, what's really happening is, and what I'm trying to share with you is, most high performers are basically trying to escape exhaustion instead of trying to solve the real reason why it happens. Now, obviously, you would like to understand how to recover from this. So, how does one really recover from this constant state of feeling exhausted and not fully recovering and not feeling as bright as you want the next day? Throughout my work with the Bulletproofing-Happiness Framework, this is something that I have dealt with and helped professionals overcome many times. There are two main things that need to be worked on and used over here. Number one, it's in a nutshell, what it means is that one needs to improve their emotional sensitivity. Emotional sensitivity is different from emotional intelligence. Emotional sensitivity means you become very aware of your internal state, your state of thinking, your state of emotions, your predominant way of functioning internally, not externally. One of the simple ways in which this can be achieved is learning to take regular pauses in your day. Taking pauses and checking in, how am I doing internally? The second thing that really works over here is understanding the desire to manage and predict and control things. This predominant aspect, this need that has developed subconsciously for high performers, as we spoke earlier, has led to this state of constantly being on mentally. So, using frameworks which help you to let go of this pattern, to understand the desire to control, to predict, is the second most important thing. These things require time and effort because they've all become unconscious habits. And this is precisely what needs to be understood over here. It didn't happen overnight that you became a high performer that was always on. It happened slowly and gradually. Before you could realize it, you were always on. Therefore, recovery also is going to be like building a habit. You need to follow these principles, become emotionally sensitive, understand the role of your current mindset slowly and gradually, and build the correct habits over here. Build the correct mindsets. Now that you know what you need to do, what emotional overactivation really is about, let me reassure you about one thing. If you resonate with this and you feel that this is what's happening with you, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. Many high performers have entered this state unconsciously because they have spent years trying to manage their life, to control their life, and to make it the way that they want. As long as you start becoming sensitive, diving deeper, and working on this aspect, you will definitely be able to recognize where you are and come to a state of actually letting go of this exhaustion. Now, if this resonates with you, I invite you to check the Stress Resilience Audit that I have put in the description below. in the comment below. This particular stress resilience test is going to help you to understand what are your current stress and anxiety handling capabilities, how are they currently impacting you in your life, and what is the path to fully and completely overcoming them.